Usually watch it.
Every Monday. I don't miss it, but I missed it this Monday.
Did you hear about what he said?
No. What did he say?
Well, he obviously talked about the testosterone replacement therapy. Talked about how he had briefed the UFC up until this point, how his levels were high. I mean, it was a very long interview, obviously, but said that he started in August in New Jersey when he fought Dan Miller. There was an issue, but they let him fight. They put him on this sort of kind of indefinite suspension. He had to get that cleared. Obviously, come Saturday, his levels were too high. Sunday morning, he said they were fine, and just went through everything that he did and said that essentially that he wasn't trying to cheat. This is a medical condition that he's been dealing with. So I was wondering if, based on what he said in his explanation, if maybe you would think twice about, giving him another shot in the UFC.
No, I would not.
Does that sort of mesh with what you've heard? Obviously, I'm paraphrasing incredibly here.
Yeah, I mean, it is what happened. It's definitely what happened, and this is a tough thing for me to talk about. I mean, on the pre-show that I was on with you, my wife watched the pre-show, and she was like, "The worst interview I ever saw you give." It's tough to talk about stuff like this when you can't talk about it. The laws there are that you can't talk about people's medical records. That's why that night on the pre-show with you, it's like, listen, he needs to man up and tell the world what's going on, because nobody else can but him. Or just go away. Or just go away and don't ever tell anybody. But the way that I look at it, he's already tested positive for steroids once, right? Has this issue in New Jersey, and now this issue here going into Philly. It's an issue. It's an issue. And to me, people are like, give him a second chance. Second chance, this would be a fourth chance.
Do you think he was trying to cheat?
Do I think he was trying to cheat? I don't know, Ariel. Let's put it this way. Let's say it this way. He was either trying to cheat or he has a horrible doctor. You tell me, which one is it? I don't know.
And he did talk about the doctor and said that was a mistake and he's not going to him anymore, just since you brought him up.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things that, you can't talk about this guy's medical records. You can't really say everything, but I think it's pretty clear what this is. And what the difference is that, Nate Marquardt's a really nice guy. He's sweet. He's polite. He's very humble. But it is what it is. Like I said earlier to the media earlier, it's a lot easier to go after Josh Barnett. He's abrasive and rude, and it's easier to point at Josh Barnett and go, Josh Barnett. What's the difference? The difference is Nate Marquardt's really nice and a real humble, sweet guy.
One last point on this.
The other thing is that listen, I'm no doctor, but this whole testosterone replacement therapy
that was the question.
Is basically, I guess, for guys who get to a certain age, which is normally supposed to be in your 40s or even 50s, where your testosterone levels start to drop. So they give you just a little bit to keep a young man's level, These guys who use steroids before have trouble producing testosterone, so they have to bump their levels up, But when your levels get bumped above what it normally should be, that's performance enhancing, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sure as far as many athletic commissions are concerned.
You think this is going to be a problem in MMA, that we need to really...
I think it's an ugly loophole. I think there's guys that need to do it, because they have to, but then there's guys that are doing it because you can do it. You can say, I'm in here for testosterone therapy. If you're a professional athlete, you should be going to a credible doctor who says, yes, you need this thing because your testosterone is low, and we're going to give you this much, to boost you up to the right levels. And when you do your blood test, your level should be what a normal guy's level should be.
Finally, I know you don't want to talk about TV negotiations, and we respect that, but the spike